See if we can get a couple of people in now. All right. Now, what you were looking at are effigies, and they stack to make effigy totems. The bird totems you're looking at right here. Now, when I first come across these effigies, there was very little information out there on them. And very few people collect effigies or believe there's anything other than an arrowhead. So what I found out was they are sets, and they make bird totems. They are of the legion. The Bible speaks of the legion in Mark 9:5 when he says, I am legion, we are many. That is referring to the tribes of the garden, right? Now, the Pope Sixtus III, which was actually Pope 666, he expelled man from the garden. What he said is it was okay to eradicate anyone not of Catholic Christian descent. These are receipts. You can look them up. Pope Sixtus III. He also created the Vatican Library, which is where his story started, right? Now, these things are done between these organizations years and years apart, generations apart. So unless you're really hip on what's going on with older history, you haven't a clue, especially if you don't know what the papal bulls are that the Pope writes. The newest one being to let the prisoners out in the name of religion. That is why the prisoners are being released. It has nothing to do with anything other than the Pope come out and the papal bull of 2025 says, release the prisoners if they believe in Christ. Now, Pope Alexander wrote the papal bull of 1493. Now, you remember 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Well, in 1493, the church took control of me, is the rest of it. It said any land not under Catholic Christian rule could be discovered. And under the Inter Caetera, it actually give the lines of latitude and longitude. Half were given to Portugal and the other half were given to Spain, right? The west is of Spain. Columbus, Columbia, District of Columbia, Columbia Pictures, Columbia Records, Columbia Special. Columbia is ruled in a corporation by the Vatican. Now, the land being discovered was going to be dubbed the New World. Their words, not mine. Read the Papal Bull of 1493. And history will not show anything about it, right? Well, it is the church, the Masons. They were the first ones in because it had to be of Catholic Christian rule. If it wasn't, it could be founded, discovered. That's why everything has founded on it, right? They want you to think the natives were savage, but they wasn't savage. They just were Catholic Christians. And because of that, that was their downfall. So the architects come in, right? Also known as the Purple Rain or the Raspberry Berets. All right, now it says they are against legion. They wanted to create order in the barbarous nations. So the legion is Lord is king of all gods. We're all gods, and he is the architect of the garden, but he is king of us. And if you don't think you're a god and you can't create, it says in the eyes of the Lord, man and woman come together and you do what? You plus one. You are a creator, right? In your own way, and it will be in what? Your image. So everything is provided free in the garden by the Lord. He's provided for all. You didn't have to be here. He created you, so he's going to feed and water you. That's his job, right? But the architects have taken that away. And they have done it, just look, under Pope Sixtus III and Pope Alexander. Once it was discovered, the Washington, D.C. was actually gifted by the Pope because the Pope deeded itself the whole garden. Now I'm going to blow your mind with this. I don't know if I can, I've never done one of these, so I don't know if I can zoom in or not. I can't zoom in. Maybe you can see it. So the architects come out to create the government, and this here. Recognize that? Yes. Well, they are still discovering land to this day in the Middle East. Why? Because it's not under Catholic Christian rule. And the Pope has said, if it's not Catholic Christian land, it can be discovered. These lay all over the United States. It is called forbidden archaeology. They are bird totems. They are of the bird tribes. And within it is the story of the Popol Vuh. What you know is voodoo, which is the original creation story. Also, there was a 10 commandments of the tribe. Thou shalt not kill. Thou not read them. Look them up. This is information that's just, you can, if you want to, find it. But I mainly set out to discover what these were. And once I did, and I collected a set of 40 matching totems, and I have way more, I just haven't put them together. This group decided to come after me, right? So I just kept digging further and further into what it was, and this is what it is. I know he's like, why don't you, well, you want to give the land back to the natives? It's not giving the land back to the natives, it's just giving the land back to man. It's not being enslaved by a corporation. And, it's Washington, D.C. is another country within a country. The Vatican is a country within a country. It's, I don't know. It's all right out there in plain sight. But the architects, the first people into your town was always going to be the church. They built the church to claim the land. And it was, at one time, General Lee owned just about the whole state of Georgia. One man. And the selling off of that land was the creating of the corporations and the banking system. That is what it's built upon. Native American land. There was 2.3 billion acres in the United States. When you sell off 2.3 billion acres, yeah, you've got enough to create the corporations. Everyone thinks they're doing the right thing by supporting the church. And in fact, the church is what is suppressing you. The church, the Masons, the Kings, the Papal Bulls. Read the Papal Bulls. You will learn so much. You'll be like, okay, the Pope just runs the whole world. And he does. When the Pope comes out and speaks, all the Papal nations listen. The Masonic nations. The Masonic New World Order. Look it up. The Masonic United Nations. It existed before the United Nations. It's just an out there version of the Masonic United Nations. It is all of the king, the architects of the king, but the architect is the Lord. The Lord has created everything here. So Pastor Troy is the best pastor and the one that has spoke the truth out of all of them when he said, what if heaven were hell and vice versa? Would you think if I told you go to hell, would you think I cursed you? Everything is ass backwards from what we know. And that's just the fact. And you know what? When I found these damn stones, had y'all just come out and said, nice artifact, I wouldn't have dug up all your history from year 400 all the way up to now. But no, you insisted on calling me a dumbass. But what you don't know is not a dumbass. Oh, he's on drugs. I may smoke a little weed, but you know what? I don't think it's hindered me any, because I got to the bottom of it, and it's just in plain sight. And if you don't believe me, look it up. Google is there. You have the knowledge of kings within your hand. They would die for that stuff back in the day. And what do you do with your phone? You're on Facebook looking what Leroy had to eat yesterday. You can do, your phone is not the problem. Everybody's like, oh, these damn phones. No, it's the stupid damn habits you be giving them. If you get on there and look up something, and free your mind, your ass will follow. That's all it is to it. But yeah, all this could have been solved if y'all just come out and said, Nice artifact there, country boy. And I just went along my way. But no, you had to insult somebody. Had to call them names. And if you can't see that, oh well, you're not meant to see it, you know? And that's just that. But there's people out there that's wondering what these are. And that's it for you in a nutshell. And that's the history that goes along with it and the fucking receipts too. So I just want to get on here and do a live just to see if I can do it. Till next time, peace. Much love. Now I got to figure out how to get off of there.